We've dug up their historic and nostalgic past. We've compared them to their neighbor, the NoHo Arts District. And we've experienced their downfall. And now, in the final part of the Valley and Laurel Plazas, it's time to look into the future. What could and what should the Valley and Laurel Plazas become? There are several reasons to be optimistic about the future of the Valley and Laurel Plazas. For one, Councilman Paul Krikorian, who has represented the area since 2009, was recently elected to his first full term in a landslide victory, and he has also named the Valley and Laurel Plaza malls as his top development priority in his district. Another reason is that crime is down, not just in Los Angeles, but in the Valley Plaza too. All-time lows, the lowest in decades in many key categories. In fact, the mayor, the police chief, and Councilman Krikorian recently gathered in nearby Valley Plaza Park to celebrate that very fact.
Difference since 98. I think in the 90s we had a homicide rate, 1,100 homicides in the 90s. That Heartland crime number was out of the charts.
Chicago suffered over 450 murders last year in a city with 1 million less people than we do. Remember, the mayor told us we had under 300. You know, there is something that works in Los Angeles.
I want to tell you that because of Summer Night Lights and because of, again, the neighborhood involvement and insistence on taking this park back, gang crime in the last year at this park was down 78%. There were no
That's what you want as a location for a business. You want busy street traffic. We have it here on Laurel Canyon. We have it here on Victory Boulevard. These are two of the legendary boulevards of the San Fernando Valley.
They've proved about studies on regional stores and malls, even though it would appear that a great regional center is drawing from great distances, in fact, a tremendous amount of business comes from within 7 miles.
And then you have the 170 freeway right behind us. So you have a triangle surrounding this plaza of tremendous traffic.
Because there is so much promise and opportunity in that area. Again, the area is home to 180,000 people. And so there's a lot of residents who need services, and I think we're losing a lot of tax dollars to Burbank, which is not that far away from North Hollywood.
Well, the main reason the Empire Center was such a success was that there was no real competition for miles around. You looked to the west from Burbank, and there was no real retail competition from Los Angeles.
There's a huge amount of space here with no tenants, no landowners occupying the space. That's a lot of space with no one to fight. Surrounded by residential district, and those people are doing their job and going home, and they can make it to services. They can go to any one of the centers around here, but I think they would love to come here. There's a lot of things that would work. So maybe we'll find something good will happen.
This is a working class community. These are people that are plumbers and guys that men and women do tough work. They make good money. A lot of them are union. They'll take care of this area. Right now, all that money is going to another area because it's not being spent here. I'm hopeful now that the bank now that has it out of New York will bring in a developer and let's just build a Chevy. We don't have to have a Lexus or an Infinity. Let's just have something that's nice. Let's fix up the retail space here and fix up the park that's over there. And Macy's does fine. Let's just not try to be so big all the time. Do something that's doable.
Some people are under the impression that the city can just mandate some development here, or that the CRA can, and of course that's not the case. This is a privately oriented economy. This development will be private, and it's not a public works project. The CRA's role is to help to stimulate that economic development, to encourage the right kind of development that will get off the ground and will remain successful in a free economy.
To just really downgrade what the expectations are might be an immediate type of solution, but I think in the long run that might not be that great. I mean, maybe you could go midway, something like that. Instead of going from Cadillac to Chevy, you go from Cadillac to Buick or Well, I used to drive Oldsmobiles, but they're gone.
I'm absolutely not interested in just building something for the sake of building something. This Valley Plaza property presents an opportunity that is unique in this part of the San Fernando Valley. Well, Valley Plaza is my single biggest economic development priority in CD2. And it's a massive project. It will be a massive undertaking, and it presents a massive opportunity for great improvement in the area. But in the meantime, while we're moving forward on projects like this, I thought that it was important for the CRA also to work with local existing small businesses to try to improve the business climate and fight blight by helping small business. And so we developed, in partnership with the CRA, a couple of important programs, the Business Assistance Program and the Facade Improvement Program.
Construction should start sometime in the fall for those facades, so so that the area will start looking, spruced up and improved, physically, aesthetically pleasing. And property owners can get up to $249,000. But if they apply for more than $100,000, they have to match it dollar for dollar.
We asked them to put this paper in the windows so that it would have a more attractive look than, plywood board ups. And the next step in the process will be we're working to get artwork actually displayed in the storefront so that it will have a more appealing look from the street. But this is just a short-term remedy for the appearance while we're continuing to work on the longer-term development of the project so that it will really be transformed into the new vision for this area.
There are some positive signs of life also at the Valley Plaza. Recently, the Regency Movie Theater opened up after being closed down for years, and West Coast University also opened its doors.
We're seeing people flocking to this area to come to movies in the same way we did when I was in high school, and that's a real good sign to see. This old empty storefront here is now the West Coast University, which is again doing great work in educating people, doing career education and so forth here, and they've been a great partner.
I think the area has a lot of promise. I think that there's a lot of spending power there.
So get somebody that's new, aggressive about your age, and let them go at it.
You got $30 million to loan me. I will go.
We'll do a public offering just for you, and you get your group together.
Thanks for tuning in. This concludes North Hollywood Toluca Lake Patch's 5-part series on the Valley and Laurel Plaza malls. But we will continue to monitor the plazas and bring you all the news as it unfolds or fails to unfold.